Welcome back, Space Cadets. Game number 2 of the Wild Witch Doctors versus Infamous. Set to get underway here. Game 1 going well for the Witch Doctors. A very convincing win over the South American squad. I am Zayori, joined again here by Mr. Montpax, the man of the hour, the expert analyst, the Canadian resident. How are you, sir?
I'm the man.
Oh, stop it.
Nice song, dude. What the hell was that?
I don't know,
Honestly.
man.
I never even heard this song before. I had it muted, but chat was going off, so I had to listen to it, and they weren't wrong, dude.
Listen, I called an audible, all right? If you weren't able to catch it in the delay because we're in the future, but we turned on another terrible pop song after that because, oh, God. You know, I have a playlist called Shit Shingles, and it's this nice mix of hits and shitty singles, and that was definitely on the shitty single side of things. Okay, so what do we got here? Infamous Undying. Wow,
Good.
First ban. Alongside the Wisp, too. We have not seen many first ban Wisps.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many at all. Band of Against Pain, I think we were saying earlier today, quite a few times, but other than that, not a big deal. So, no IO. Sad times. I guess they're assuming that with the Undying gone, maybe that's something that Wild Witch Doctors would look towards heading into a separate strategy. They seem to like these kind of heroes where they're grouping up early on, sustainable kind of stuff, right? Some healing, some annoying kind of heroes, but that means Oracle and Shadow Demon are still left in the pool.
Yeah. Kunkka now, first picked, though, by Infamous, so they will try to take the mighty Kunkka, which worked so well against them last game. Not a bad opener, but this hands over the Faceless Void OD combo to the Witch Doctors, and oh, God, that's got to hurt a little bit. That is
it's pretty scary. Like,
duo.
screw the supports. I know you guys can only get one or the other between Shadow Demon or Oracle. And we'll just, it's probably going to get banned, but we'll just get something else. We don't give a shit because we have OD and Faceless Void.
Yeah. That's a pretty good trade if you're WWD, I think. I mean, SD Kunkka, it's an annoying combo, but it's not necessarily as potent as those two. I think Oracle still probably a good choice here. Great to have against the Faceless Void always. Any kind of defensive support. If for some reason they don't want Oracle, I mean, there's Vengeful Spirit. There's other more old school conventional solutions, but they settle for the Juggernaut. So another safe carry we've seen a lot of. I imagine Shadow Demon will have to be banned now by the Wild Witch Doctors because it works so well with both these heroes.
One would expect, yes. And up against the Faceless Void, too. It's just a little bit too good, but we'll see. Now, this is the last time. I don't remember if we were cast. I feel like we were. It was like the round robin thing, but it was WWD versus Infamous, and they went for a Faceless Void and OD in the first phase, and they actually lost the game to Infamous on the back of again, nice TA play. Who would have thought? But it was the Lifestealer and Nyx along with a Bat Rider. So using those three heroes in sort of a ganking combination, some nice early aggression to come into the fights and the battles and whatnot. So. Be interesting to see if they head in towards something like that. If this ends up being like a Jug mid, maybe we go back towards like an Ursa or a Lifestealer here, but someone relatively tanky to handle being inside of that Chronosphere.
Well, Oracle and Nyx now banned out by WWD, two that make a lot of sense against Faceless Void and Outworld Devourer. And Axe Omni Knight, third and fourth banned by Infamous.
You just take SD here, right? I mean, good hero, works well with Faceless Void, works fine with OD.
I think it's a great block pick and good. I mean, you've got the double banishment boys, Astral and Disruption, for whatever that's worth.
That is the worst boy band name I've ever heard. the double banishment boys.
So Venge then right into the Shadow Demon. Not surprised at all to see Infamous take it. As we talked about, Jug, a good illusion hero, but ooh, God, it's Warlock. Yeah, my favorite. Not my actual favorite, but top 3. I love watching this guy.
Fun.
This is sick team fight, though. I mean, this is like wombo combo to the max. You got the OD hammer, the rock, the golems, the chrono.
They won their last game with it up against FTL, and that was at the Enigma, and they were doing double wombo combo strats with a Winter Wyvern as well. Well, this is fun.
I like it. Some nice
that was,
sustainability,
I think
big
off-lane
damage.
Enigma. I think it was.
Okay. And are we thinking, is this support or core Warlock?
I think it was core the last time they played it, if I'm not
'Cause
horrifically
I'm thinking
wrong.
off lane Void, mid OD, safe lane Warlock.
Sounds good to me, man.
It's a hero that definitely needs a little bit of farm. But once you get that Ags up, it's pretty dirty. The Ags refresher, man. It's hard to deal with. 4 golems. Brutal. Storm Spirit now, 4th pick for Infamous.
Oh, not a hero that would really enjoy being up against OD in the mid lane. I mean, no one likes being against OD in the mid lane, let's be honest. But kind of similar to TA in the sense that you can try and take over the game. If you're not chronoed, it's going to be pretty hard for them to lock you down. A couple good reasons here, but this does lend some more options in towards that big, hard disable now.
I mean, I think Wild Witch Doctors could just pick up a Silencer.
Silencer, they could just like go Lion if they wanted, something kind of random like that.
One of those, I mean, oh, Infamous thinks it's a support Warlock. Okay, they banned the Anti-Mage.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely still a possibility. Like, if you already have the OD going mid against the Storm Spirit, because you know that's going to be a good matchup, then you don't want to because you don't want to waste OD safe lane or something and do this like Warlock mid for levels or whatever, like Midas. So instead, you just throw this in position 4, Vengeance 5. Faceless Void probably goes to IX Mike, and you just grab some super solid core that would match up like the Anti-Mage would. Like, it would have been a really nice audible call, but they still have plenty of options.
Yeah. I think it's a smart ban. You're always safe to take him out when you want to play Storm. Now for Infamous, what do they want with this next pick? A little bit of flexibility here. The Kunkka could be a support or core, probably likely the position 4, and they're looking for an offlaner. And that is the case. They take Mr. Slardar. All right,
Radiant
good control.
Yeah, someone who can try and maybe jump in on that Warlock. If you Storm and Slardar jumping at the same time, someone's hopefully going to be able to find Warlock and bring him down before the golems are dropped. Fights are significantly easier when he doesn't press R, you know? Good guy to knock down first, and again, if they don't chrono, pretty hard to lock down these big guys that want to jump in on top of Warlock.
Final pick now for the Witch Doctors. They've got a lot of reserve time. And get a little flexibility with the Warlock. I still like the Silencer Lion route that we were talking about. Just get some control.
I think it's going to be some IX Mike hero. And just run safe lane Void or something. No, safe lane Morphling. And it will be the IX Mike for the Faceless Void.
Okay, but Infamous were right. It's a support Warlock, which I am definitely not as big a fan of. Thoughts about the support lock?
I think it's fine. It's just like Nyx in a lot of ways, where it's like really good as a core if you can get those levels and stuff. But he's more of like a lane dominator, where like you kind of want to abuse and like shut someone down because you just keep throwing out that annoying heal. Well, it's, heal for you, damage for them. So if you don't have OD here, maybe it's kind of nice to send the Warlock mid to just nonstop harass the Storm Spirit. Just go for like that stats W build and just keep burning him down or whatever and giving an awful time, even getting kills before he's 6. But if you already have the OD to do that, then your Warlock, like you already have a lane dominator, so you don't really need to send anyone mid. Gives a little space to your Warlock. Gonna be good for zoning out a Slardar, that's for sure. Yeah,
I'm more curious, does the position 4 Warlock go for an Aghanims and all that kind of stuff, or you just go for more like normal support items like Glimmer Cape, Force Staff, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I guess that kind of depends, right?
Yeah.
We saw how greedy they were the time before. They did get those bigger items up, like Soul Booster was done for Jubei in the game before. So
oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be too surprised. But, yo, I just want to dance Eagle's effigy with the Skywrath Mage. Does he just want to do the chicken dance? Is that what he's doing?
Looks pretty close. That's some pretty sick effigy.
It looks like he's doing like the clapping part of the chicken
I don't know what the hell the rest of his team's doing with effigies, though. What is this crap?
Wow, no effigies.
They have one effigy. Are there...
They have a cool courier, though, so I mean...
Oh, God. Where is it? What's the courier? Let's take
that donkey.
Oh, they've got the stupid donkey. Okay, what are we looking at on the other side?
Donkey.
The unusual Greevil. This is actually a pretty tricked out Greevil. This thing's nutso.
Damn, dude. All right.
I have the naked Greevil. That's my game.
What about the most exciting thing in Dota 2? Mike down bottom, he has sentries going. There's an observer. He's probably just like, all right, where are they? Are they in Roche? Like, someone go check quick. You never know. This would be the most incredible Roche of all time.
I Gee, I don't even know if they could kill it, honestly, dude. You need something.
I don't think so. I would be. I'm sure someone's gonna post a YouTube video where they killed in 3.5 minutes tomorrow or something. Congratulations, you did it. But
everyone just maxes out on salves and you just trade back and forth. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
That would take forever.
I like this Morphling build. Look at this. 4 Iron Branch double tango with a circlet. That's pretty cool. Max regen, max value stat.
Yeah, get yourself a wand. One of them. Great. Or I suppose you eat 2 these days, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet though. Warlock with actually kind of a similar type build here. So it'll be a tri-lane for WWD, and it appears to be a tri-lane for the infamous squad as well.
This is nice, yeah.
Kunkka, Shadow Demon, Jug. Some serious kill potential there.
We're talking about like this lane domination mid and like the lack of need for supports to go there, the greediness that we've seen WWD do already with some of their supports. So when you get in a situation where, well, your Warlock's in trouble.
That should be an easy first blood. He'll try to heal through it, but it's just not enough.
Perfect.
Pops the Fairy Fire.
So good.
Already
like
this tri-lane.
Of a weak support.
Yeah.
Forcing this tri-lane up top, getting the first kill. Shadow Demon Kunkka, you talk about how it's such an amazing combination between the two. I can't believe they let them get Shadow Demon. That seems so odd.
A 3rd pick Shadow Demon overall. Yeah, it is peculiar. Especially after a first pick Kunkka as well. This duo, regardless of how you have it set up, whether they're the roaming support duo, whether it's a Kunkka core or the roaming SD, it kind of doesn't matter. They still have this crazy synergy at every stage of the game where if you get caught by either of them, you're getting stunned, you're getting torrented, and possibly a boat coming your way. Even right here, they can't even chase him down because another torrent flies. That'll take the Morphling down to half HP.
All right, nicely done. Well, what are they trading away here? It gives Ix Mike up against King Tekka. Probably just going to get a 4-man shield for Mike. Might even get an Orb of Venom if he really wants to, but in the end, that's just going to favor Mike. If you ever try and like crush, then Mike can just time walk then on top of you, and if he gets a couple lucky bashes, you'll just die.
Hard for Slardar to harass him out for sure. It should be a pretty even farm fest though overall. I don't think the Void can do too much to stop the Slardar from farming either, so it should be a fairly even lane. And mid, OD should be able to dominate this Storm, but so far so good for Kotaro. Behind a little bit in terms of denies, but all things considered, he's doing damn well.
Yeah, those 8 denies are pretty brutal, but...
I mean, he's got 4 himself.
Yeah, impressive, to say the least.
One of the more even CS scores we've seen against OD at the 2.5-minute mark, I think.
I mean, it's Kotaro, guys. Like, he's the man.
Kotaro God.
Cosplaying as ZSMJ right now.
It's a pretty sweet cosplay.
Stinger,
he's back in the action.
Huh? Fine. I think this is still kind of a win though for WWD in some ways, right? Because they're winning bottom, they will win mid,
and they're not really shutting down the Morphling. I mean, Boris is still #1 CS. They can pick on the supports, they can secure some farm for the Jug, but Morphling's still having a fine time. Here we go, another setup. Again, it's the Warlock. Torrent connects, and another easy kill. Nothing the Warlock can do. Maybe Boris can find a counter kill, though. Getting Pusher low. One more auto attack. Waveform in. He gets it, but now he's committed deep. They're trying to make the sandwich. He eats through the trees like a madman, and he will live. Good. Eagle with some body blocks. Torrent off the mark. Beautifully done.
So Boris Dota, ladies and gentlemen. What a player.
That was slick.
Oh. Benaz just like juked himself with a couple quelling blades there, trying to figure it out. He actually cut a tree, like he cut a hole, then didn't go through it, and then it was just a tangle. But either way, he didn't go through it, and then Boris used it to escape.
Boris chewed through 3 or 4 tangos there. It looked like it was a lot of his regen, but keeps him alive. They trade 1 for 1, great stuff. And now you look at the CS chart, and WWD are in great shape. Mike's at the top in his lane. OD's at the top in his lane, and now Morphling is actually at the top at his lane. So it is starting to turn. And with that kill, it's actually Infamous holding on to that net worth lead, but I think we'll see things start to adjust pretty soon if this keeps up.
Yeah, here it is for Mike, though. He's got that 4-man shield up, and he has the Orb of Venom. Like, this is the dream. This is where Slardar is just going to have an awful time, and look what's happening to him.
Mike won't have the time walk for another 12, but King Tech is still in a lot of trouble. There's the sprint, and they won't be able to close the gap. Close call, but now he's relegated back to the well, so more space for Mike to keep farming. And that's time with Slardar out of the lane.
If this is going to be continuously successful for Infamous, they want to go right back up top and just kill Warlock again. If they could kill him and then maybe make a rotation to the mid lane as well, that would be pretty damn nice. Picking up WWDs, he just cracks into level 6. Still just level 2 on the Stinger, though.
Yeah, take a look at the overall levels. Kunkka, lowest in the game. Unfortunate. Double stack. There'll be a little battle over it. Warlock's not level 3. Is there a point where Warlock would be able to Shadow Ward himself and actually heal through some of the damage to survive? I feel like now that it's level 2...
I think it would have been, but it's a Jug, so like the Blade Fury levels are just... It's too much when he starts going in on top.
Outscales him, yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe once Warlock hits level 5, he'll be a little bit less susceptible, where at least that sustain can keep him up long enough for Morphling to come in, put some pressure on.
When this starts, maybe.
Yeah, but casting it at this point, you're already too far behind.
Look,
now
man,
the Jug comes in.
Out right now. This is
All right. Well, I wanted to believe. Okay, I'm looking at this Warlock and I wanted it to work, but oh god, now Monk gets pulled back. Slardar did find a kill in the bottom lane. It looks like as that was going on, they trade 2 for 0 around the map. Very good stuff for Infamous. Huge for the Slardar,
huge, dude. That's giant. That's like the only way Slardar gets gold right now.
How does that happen? They even used a chrono.
Attempted kill from Eagle, I assume, like he dove too deep. Oh yeah, that is crazy. The chrono got used though. Damn.
They use chrono and the Slardar still turns it around. Especially the bench, another hero with a stun.
I would have liked to see this.
Yeah.
You know.
Curses. Can't be in 2 places at once. Well, now Benjaz is left all by himself. His supports are starting to move around a little bit. Kunkka heads mid as Storm starts to farm up the jungle, trying to get some of that precious experience.
Look at this lovely invis room for King Tekka. This is great, man. Tranquils.
Yeah, it's a pretty happy Slardar.
He just takes it. Instantly sprints away. This is my life now, pretty much. Level 6.5 here for ZMSJ. Both. That was the wrong order of letters there, but it's fine. With the Kataro, but WWD dominating the lane as suspected. And here comes our mid lane gank. And will he get a little bit too cocky? It looks like he has. I believe he's in trouble.
This is a classic hockey move here. 4-on-1.
And when the Slardar comes all the way from bottom to mid for the kill, that's called coast to coast. There you go. And they get it.
WWD down again. Buys himself a little time with the Astral, but cannot keep himself alive. Nice rotation, though, from Infamous. Gets Kunkka level 4. Venge now taking over.
Support's not really suspecting this. They have the vision, so it looks like they can get back in time. Maybe not. Oh, he's out of mana.
Yeah, it doesn't have
Stinger, no range off yet. Actually, almost has enough for Arcanes.
And Boris will be just fine. Yeah, Eagle kind of taking over is now the leader of the lowest. His net worth at a humble 300 and still only level 3. It's a pretty poor Vengeful Spirit. So is the Warlock, but Venge is on serious welfare.
Yeah, that's kind of been the Eagles thing. He gets farmed on some of those like Undying games and stuff, but other than that, he's pretty 6. He's down there.
Yeah.
Mike. He moves kind of fast, 360 move speed. Maybe this will be a little bit surprising.
Mike gets 2 bashes. He drops the chrono.
He's got ult.
There we go. Mike gets it, but now King Tekka comes in and makes it a 1-for-1. Not the ideal trade.
Dude. If he actually kept running, I think he could have saved Mike.
It looked like it would have been close. That's huge, though. For Slardar, he just gets a straight-up solo kill there. He's now halfway through level 8, 1,500 gold towards the Blink. King Tekka's gone from kind of a tough lane against the Void to
an impossible lane. Let's just call it what it is.
Okay, fine. I mean, it doesn't feel like an impossible lane here. Now look at this. Look at the farm. They're all like
only
dead
200
even.
gold behind him. It's crazy. But that comes from that Venge going too deep, the messed up kill with the Chrono, only bringing 1 support kind of situation, and then this where he just comes in and gets the free pickup kill after they get the kill on the Juggernaut. It's actually insane.
Storm hasted up here. Knows Mike doesn't have a Chrono. Taro going to play a little ring around the rosy. Go right back to farming. Stinger does have his Arcane Boots now, so not going to run into that mana problem anymore. And gets that second point in X. So we were talking about it last game with that versatility in Kunkka. We saw the Max Torrent. Now we're seeing this, what looks like the Max X build. Maximizing catch.
Yeah, it's nice up against the Morphling, especially.
Yeah.
Trying to just shut him down in these earlier parts of the game can be so difficult with that shorter range.
1,000 cast range on that spell is pretty long.
Get that 8th lens going too.
Yeah.
What a hero.
Maxing that out by level 7, it just gives you so much power to grab the stragglers. Slardar, 1,900 gold, not so far from Blink. He'll rendezvous for a smoke, and looks like Old Dirty here could be in some trouble. 3 heroes inbound, but good map sense. He'll just back up. Or not.
Ward might betray him. The
No.
Ward has betrayed him. It's a lie.
Oh, no.
Don't believe it.
Well, I think he's for sure dead now. Drops the hammer, tries to turn to get a kill out of this. King Tekka has to run. Defensive Astral. Tekka thinking about coming back in. WWD doing what he can, but it's not enough. 1 for 1. No, 2 for 0 around the map. Again, simultaneous ganks. The Warlock dies mid to the Storm Spirit as we're watching that kill. Big
mid lane
stuff for
too.
Infamous.
Chrono. Taro. The TP in for Stinger.
Mike can't get him. One more auto attack, not going to be there. Time walk forward. Nicely done by Mike, but does he have the movement speed? A +10 advantage is just enough. Time walk off cooldown again. Makes it up to the high ground. Does have a TP. He'll go for it, but the torrent connects. Time walk up in 1. Mike could still maybe live here, but they can't get to him. They've got vision. Space created.
There's like no point in him coming down though. Like the torrents are gonna take.
Oh,
that was nicely
Omni
done.
Slash. Okay.
That was nice. They had to sync it up with the torrent.
That was pretty good. Now Boris, caught by the X, could maybe be in some trouble here. The amp damage means he has to be a little bit careful. Venge nearby, but Infamous getting more reinforcements. They're preparing for a fight. And with that, WWD will just back on out.
Taro's going for these one touch on the ball lightnings. And WWD's just like, no. Bruh, stop, please.
Is that mana efficient to do on Storm? I guess when you have maxed out Overload like that, you don't see Storm players do that very often.
Oh, just like, well, I mean, he's by the tower, it's safe. But yeah, it's like when you're jungling is the only time you're really like clicking your hero kind of stuff.
Yeah. Warlock now, he's level 6 at least. He's picked up his raindrops. You know, even though WWD are losing 3 to 9, they're farming pretty well. It's only a 500 or so net worth lead for Infamous. XP is zeroed out. We haven't really seen them take a true team fight with the Chrono, with the Sanities and Clips, and now with the Chaotic Offering.
I know, that's what we need, right? I want to see some golems, man. Drop the rock. Let's go.
Can't stop the rock, baby. Pushing down bottom.
Can we play that in between games even if they lose? Because that's the only way that we'll have music going, so.
I'm in.
All right.
Remind me after this game.
I'll forget.
I will too. The Iron Maiden earlier was perfect after that that first stomp. Bring your daughter to the slaughter. Oh man.
Every day is a good day for Iron Maiden.
I crack myself up. Yeah. Honestly, I look forward to DJing in between games as much as I do casting these days. The music is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can tell because you put on your DJ voice. Hello, everyone. That was Stacy's mom by the Fountains of
Hello,
Wayne.
everyone. This
Shout
is
out to
my
all the hot moms out there.
This is my backup plan in case esports doesn't work out. You'll see me on 102.7 WXPN. The backup plan, dude. Everybody's got to have one.
That's true.
Roshan, the play for WWD. Looks like they'll just move on in. Infamous. Let's take a look at their vision. They ain't got a lot, especially not around the pit. And they are grouped up on the other side. They dropped the scan, but we all know the mechanic, right? If you're in the pit, it doesn't reveal you. So doing this only works when people are going in and out, in and out. They're doing the all-in type deal, so didn't work out.
Good old Vlad's. Nice to help out with the old pit, and then Vengeful Spirit's great. 1 point Nora, it's fine. 1 point Venge, or the Spirit.
Scream.
It's great. Wave of Terror.
Yep, they trade the tier 1 up top for it, but certainly a worthy trade. Benjaz picks up the bonus gold there. No Battle Fury on the Jug. We're 15 minutes in, and he's just going for a fairly normal build. Is it a Yasha coming? It sure is.
That's a deep chrono.
It sure is. Punisher getting low, but he'll live through the initial damage. On the back line, the boat comes flying through. Now the rock comes. WWD looking low on resources. Mike trying to do what he can. No one dead yet except the Shadow Demon. Astral will catch one, but Kunkka breaking this fight up quite a bit. King Tekka with a big stun on 4.
Oh, like, do they live? Yo, do they actually live?
What an insane fight. Kunkka disengages with
crazy.
another X.
A 3-man torrent into a giant crush from King Tekka to save everyone else?
Both sides with what seemed like a lot of damage. Just can't finish off any of the kills. It's just too much spread AoE.
Uh-oh. Are they getting too cocky here, though?
Another Astral. Infamous coming up towards the high ground. They need to be careful. Benjaz now on the run. Stinger gets left behind, gets bashed, swapped back, and brought down by OD.
I mean, Kataro's still trying to get mana. Like, this isn't a good time to fight, I don't think.
Yeah, Kataro's definitely not ready for this. Oh, on the other side, Mike, time walk forward, right onto King Tekka. Crush, amp damage. Benjaz thinks about an auto attack and turns the other way. They've awoken the dragons. Extra damage into the void. Glyph on tier 1. WWD looking for a tower now. What a weird sequence that was. Both teams with great disengage capabilities.
Pretty mobile stuff going on here, right? We got Morphling, we got Storm Spirit. Nope, stun on a Stinger.
Here we go. Benjaz going in. Eagle, the target of choice for now. Torrent after the disruption setup, but it's actually Stinger that's taking damage.
He's got boat when he comes out.
Will he be able to use it, though? He can. The rum doesn't save him. It does connect onto the OD, but there's just no follow-up. Infamous are putting up a pretty scrappy defense, but it is WWD coming out big. They get the tower. They find a couple of pickoffs. They still have the Aegis standing, and they will just rotate bottom and look to take a tier 2. Okay.
Yeah, hard to believe after all that the Aegis is still up as well, but plenty of time still remaining on it. Clean up this last one, maybe get some wards down inside this jungle, and that's going to hurt our little Juggernaut, who he went for the Yasha first. Big pickup here. It just means if he does want to go back towards that Battle Fury, he's going to be a ways away. But the Bloodstone's up on our Storm Spirit. What's up on our Slardar? Still just Blink. It's a big moment for the side of Infamous. You get a couple of kills now with a Bloodstone, and you can just make this game so much more difficult for WWD.
Yeah, the flip side is also true, though. If they lose this fight and Storm gets knocked down to 8 straight away, it can be somewhat devastating.
How do they kill him, though, if he jumps in nicely?
Well, fair point. With the Chrono, it only catches Stinger, not the Dream Chrono. Again, WWD taking some damage. The boat comes flying through. It will connect onto Boris. Now the SS jumps in. Morphling staying alive for now. Another one of these drawn-out fights where they can't find the kills, but King Tekka with a stun on 2. Now the rock comes. Warlock starting to turn this fight around. Benjaz getting low, spins, makes it back behind the tower, leaves the Kunkka behind. And again, after all that, so much damage traded, but only a Kunkka down.
Oh, man. Jubei just saved that fight with that ulti, dude. Like, they were kiting them around. Infamous were going for this kind of a play where it's like throwing out damage over time, constant stuns and everything, and they were just waiting for Kataro to just be able to clean everybody up. And it was starting to look really good, and then the rock drops. Totally disengages them. Everyone gets way too low. They don't want to go back in. And Kataro got, I don't know, just a little bit too scared. The heals start coming up from Jubei as well. And they end up with nothing.
All right, Storm gets bumped into. Of course, he's able to just zip away.
Come on, go in. You have a haste and an Aegis. This is where you, like, throw away your Aegis, man. The invincibility rune of the haste.
He wants to. He's thinking about it. Won't roll the dice. 4-staff up on OD and another 2k gold. Hurricane Pike probably on the horizon before too long. Warlock looking at a Midas here, so he'll probably go Midas Ags, playing it kind of like a Ancient Apparition style.
Classic Warlock, nice.
And Boris, not too far away from the old Lincoln. Stinking with the Lincoln. Just a recipe out, as now the Blink Dagger comes up on the one, the only IX Mike 88.
That's good. They really need that initiation here. So it's going to be super handy. They have the Hurricane Pike, too. What's kind of cool is that if you really need to burn someone down during the Chrono, like for example, Kataro in this game, if you cast the Hurricane Pike on the one that in the Chrono, they're not going to move, right? But you still get that 100 extra attack speed for the duration of those attacks. And you're also draining his mana, which is pretty huge when you're playing OD.
Yeah, that's pretty
Bottom
sweet.
lane. There. Oh, that's an Omni. Oh, he saves him.
Wow, Omni's out of the Chrono. Okay.
Interesting interaction right there. A couple weird things going on.
Yeah. Now Slardar jumps in onto the OD. Follow up from Benjaz. Kunkka's there with the Torrent. OD getting really low. 4-staff, but he's going to get X back. The Astral not there in time, and he does get killed. Mike forced to time walk backwards, leaving his Warlock behind. He's got a few stick charges, but not much else. Eagle now inbound. King Tekka getting pretty deep here. Needs to be somewhat careful. Stinger with another X trying to finish off this Warlock, but it's a swap into the tower. Now a stun. Stinger goes down. It's a 1-for-1. However, it's a support for core. Infamous now on the run. Mike hungry for more, but doesn't have the chrono and will not fish his wish.
Yeah, kind of interesting just because Mike, I think it was because of the laning stage for the most part. They went for this max time lock build, but you can see where there's a lot of instances in these fights. He's getting off these insane time dilations. There's been like 4 or 5 where he's had 3 to 4 man time dilations, but only level 1. You don't get that crazy impact that you would love to have against, I mean, their heroes, Kunkka, Shadow Demon, Slardar. Absolutely insane to get that down on those guys. Like the non-stop crushes just stop from the Slardar, but the additional damage has been important for them too.
It's actually so crippling against Slardar because when you pick him in this kind of a situation, he has 2 jobs: put out amplified damage and connect with Slitherine Crush. And both of them are very low cooldown spammable spells. Time dilation, it just literally that is all Slardar does. So without that, he's pretty much useless. It's a pretty effective counter, kind of like Bristleback. You know, doesn't really do a hell of a lot when he's stuck with time dilation. It is a brutal feeling.
Well, despite a couple, what I would call setbacks, I think, for Infamous, they do still have the 2 tallest on the board here.
They find Mike.
Ooh, nice jump.
No chrono, but Eagle there with the save. Follow-up stun onto Storm. They've got more teammates inbound. They do have the rock. Warlock could maybe save the day. Mike hit by the boat. He's getting low. He's getting healed up, but he gets crit, and he will fall. Up top, they'll lose the Storm as the rock comes down. It's a 1-for-1. They trade cores. And it looks like that's where the fight's going to end. Both sides start to disengage.
Tried to zip the rock. Was not successful.
Yes, finishing off some illusions. Okay. Another one of these kind of strange fights where it breaks up into all of these little tiny skirmishes. Void might have been able to live there, but he got crit by the Jug just as he was in Threshold. It finished him off. Kind of unlucky, actually. Because he did have the Warlock heal on him. He was starting to regen back up.
Well, they're still sticking around here on the Radiant side, but this ward being down spots King Tekka back away, not having superior numbers.
Here we go.
Oh, they're smoking. They're going in. So what I have for Radiant Vision? Nothing. They got this ward in the mid. They see Morphling coming on in. They might suspect this is coming just from the Morphling's movement, and it looks like they do.
And this is Dire Vision. They catch a glimpse of a few. They see Pusher. Defensive disruption. Keeps
nice.
him alive. Chrono on 2. Follow-up from WWD. The ult brings down King Tekka. Astra will hold one in place. Now on the backside, Pusher finally goes down to Eagle, but Benjaz and the ZFSNJ cosplayer will chase down the Venge and find a kill there. So it's a 2-for-3, but only the supports of WWD dying. And they did pick up one of the cores. Storm now out of mana, only 10 Bloodstone charges. Looks like he will make it away. They don't have the vision. Kind of a shame, because they could certainly kill him if they could find him here.
That was so sick by Mike. He went in, man. I mean, this ward
Nice
helping
chrono.
out, of course, but actually I think it was placed mid-fight. But either way, just the fact that like he sees the Shadow Demon, immediately just blinks deeper into unknown territory, trying to find everyone else, catches 2 right inside the chrono. The only downside being that he doesn't have the Storm Spirit, so living here for Kataro is a big win for Infamous. Getting 2 more charges, going to heavily increase his farm towards that Orchid.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean, super well played by Mike. Just made that fight so much easier.
Yeah. With more chronos like that, WWD should be in good shape. They're only going to scale more. OD still at this state where he is really not even online yet, and his damage output already hurts. It's just a Hurricane Pike, a relatively defensive item. And same kind of a deal with Morphling. He's just picked up the Lincoln's 2k gold, getting closer to the Ethereal Blade, but
Mike mid.
still not there. Zip in. X Torrent boat combo. Nice swap
Eagle.
from Eagle. The Sacrificial Lamb splits the damage, and they're both just fine. Beautifully done.
That boat did not look like it hurt at all.
No.
Guess, you know, when you're still not quite up to level 11, 24 minutes in the game, support on support action doesn't look that exciting.
Hey, look at this Warlock Glimmer Cape. So that answers my question. He's going for more
you were
support
right. You said
utility-based
Glimmer.
items. Well, I said it's either going to be Ags Refresher or like Glimmer Force type stuff. So gave it a 50-50. I like the Glimmer Cape here, though. It's really good against Kunkka. Somebody gets caught. You give them that magic resistance. It's definitely some utility.
Staff. That's super nice for King Tekka, though, as well. Not going for like BKB or anything like that. Just the extra mobility. His control is so important right now. His total chaos during the fights. He needs to like distract And he needs to bait the chrono, basically. Like, if they chrono him, it's probably just going to be a win in the fights.
Yeah.
Or at least their best chance, because if they chrono and kill Kitaro, whew, it's going to be tough.
How big is this Orchid on Kitaro? Is this a game changer?
Well, the obvious stuff, like the Morphling's super frustrating, but up against IX Mike, it can be pretty huge. Up against WWD, it's pretty big.
Yeah. It does give you a pretty easy tool to try and lock down the OD. And speaking of OD, he's here with his friends inside the Roche Pit. Infamous. No more the wise. Just farming away, focusing on their economy. Soon to be surprised by the global Dota gods, informing them that the big boy's been killed.
Oh, they actually got him.
Chrono?
This is worth a chrono.
They dropped the chrono. They overlap it slightly, but they should still be able to kill Kitaro. They try to send in the boat to save him, but it's unsuccessful. Now Stinger trying to move about the tree line. Maybe he'll still live here, but the rest of his team getting chased down. Like you said, without the storm, it's so hard for them to take a fight. King Tekka, even with the Force Staff, can't get away. And back on the other side of it, Pusher, moving into the tree line, eats his way through. Venge gives him some eyeballs, the blink forward from Mike. Now the swap back, it's a 3-0. Kotaru just getting cocky there. Nice catch from WWD to make the whole thing possible, though. That's a 2,500 net worth swing, just like that.
Yeah, that's so disappointing, man. When that's how your fight starts, just a simple lift, but it was the right call just to go with the chrono.
Yeah,
there were some dangers to that play though. Like they didn't have the best vision down inside here. Like what if the Shadow Demon was just here or something like that, you know? And he just gets immediately saved right after your chrono.
Yeah.
So slightly risky, but ends up paying off completely for the side of WWD.
Yeah, they didn't have the most vision. So you're right. It was a crapshoot as to where the rest of the team would be. Kitaro down to 6 Bloodstone charges now. Invisibility rune on, hunting around. But this is that opposite case scenario that we were talking about with the Bloodstone, where 6 charges feels pretty lackluster. And if he dies again, this Storm is not a non-factor, but definitely not that threat where you look at and want to run. He's more of the, oh, it's Storm, maybe we should kill him again. You know, it's that kind of a deal, especially once the shotgun comes out. Morphling not far away, 300 gold off, and that's where this Storm starts to become a target.
Storm, he's being shadowed by all his buddies here, but they're under that ward again. Helpful in that one fight. And it looks like WWD are setting back up here. They don't have the ulti on the Warlock. They have the ulti on the OD, and Chrono's almost back up here, so they are ready to go.
WWD jumps in onto Kitaro, gives him a few right clicks, forces him to burn some of that mana defensively.
Oh, the smoke.
Already Infamous starting to back out, but again, the vision advantage for the Dire. Jug jumps in, some decent damage, but Astral Imprisonment breaks it up, keeps IX Mike alive. Torrent does not connect. So far, it's a pretty good fight for the Wild Witch Doctors. They disengage and burn through one of the ultimates. Now one of the drum charges used to try to get out. Stinger might get left behind. Nice Torrent.
Oh, almost.
Well done, though. Moved into the fog. OD couldn't find the angle.
Yeah, nice disengage, though. Getting the amplified damage on IX Mike was huge, just because as soon as they have the vision on him, they just know like where they can go to make sure they can get away, not get caught by a bad chrono or something like that, and realize the fight's not going to be worth it.
2 minutes on Aegis.
Replicate mid. Boris goes in. Hops right on top of King Tekka. This means they know Replicate's down, though, but unfortunately, Kitaro is way down here, so no chance of helping out.
IX Mike, Shadow Blade up. Drops it right onto Kitaro. Blink in from WWD. They know how important this Storm Spirit is, and they're just saving the chrono for him. What do you do if you're a Storm here? I feel like the Shadow Blade was such a smart choice for Mike.
Yeah, it's been so successful lately on all their Faceless Voids, just allowing you to catch these more slippery heroes.
Boat from Stinger actually does hit Mike. Gives himself the rum. Morphling will pick off the Shadow Demon on the backside, but they catch him with the Astral, and now Eagle joins the party, has a stun. And even with the Torrent, it's not going to be enough. 3 down. WWD getting huge momentum. It was a relatively even game until the last couple minutes. You look at that gold graph now, and it's just this downward spiral as Infamous start to fall apart. Storm down to 4 Bloodstone charges now.
Yeah, Mike's just... Oh, man, he just grabbed another one down bottom. Boris, no mercy, dude.
What in the world? Okay, I missed that check on. Sorry, guys. Looks like he had Sprint on, too. So, yeah, that's an easy one.
right, damn. So that means Aegis will be down in 40 seconds, but
The damage has been done, let's say.
it was kind of free. I don't know. I guess they were worried about. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Just the respawn timers. So.
All right, so what's the play here for Infamous? They don't have a Chrono Wombo combo they can rely on. At this point, you can't really say Storm Spirit find a pick-off. That doesn't seem so reliable. Jug, no Battle Fury, so he can't really split push, farm his way back into it. He's just got Blink Manta.
4 charges Bloodstone Storm Spirit.
So what's the golden ticket here? What does Infamous
just
do
Rapier
to...
Kunkka, probably. No. Jumping in the back lines, getting the Warlock. I mean, IX Mike would be the dream, but you just kind of assume that's not going to happen. So if you can actually zip in... And the only problem is he's still so hard to grab because of that Glimmer Cape. Like, zipping on top of him, you Orchid him, and then he just throws, like, a self-Glimmer Cape.
I think
You're
it was
going
a
to need
good
so much
Glimmer
damage
Cape
stacked
game.
on top.
It was a smart choice.
Yeah, it's counterintuitive against the Slardar, but it makes sense here.
Yeah. I mean, Slardar, his counter to invisibility is... It's not the end-all, be-all of counters. You still have to, have it... Like, you can't keep amp damage up on everybody all the time.
Yeah.
Like, Ricky versus Slardar, you can still sneak up on him as Ricky because he has to kind of catch you first. So I think you can definitely get away with Glimmer. Kind of reminds me of, like, mech versus AA. You can definitely still buy mech in games against AA and use it effectively. You just have to be a little more cautious and selective about the timing and, how you group up and stuff.
It's not like when you buy Glimmer, people don't buy Detection. So
Yeah.
it's all pretty much the same thing, right?
Yeah, that's a fair point. Here we go. Smoke up. They're going to bump into each other.
I mean, they have Chrono up right now.
Who's going to find who, though? Nice stun on 2 from Slardar. Oh,
right.
mama me.
All right.
Faceless Void and Venge. Double kill for Kataro. Huge.
Damn, dude.
1,800 gold right there.
Oh, they got to go, man. They're both down. Nice Astro.
Boat coming in. Nicely timed. Almost. The rock comes out.
Okay, this is great for the Radiant. Rock basically just gets wasted. Oh, okay. No, they got Shadow Demon. I mean, that's still pretty good.
But it will stop the push. I think WWD are just happy to delay things until the Void comes back up because he still has Chrono. Don't forget, they jump in now right onto Boris. Benjaz gets the hammer dropped on him from WWD, and now the right clicks will be able to chase him down. One more ought to do it. Boris will find credit for the kill. Now, can they get more? King Tekka falls victim to the shotgun, and up top the Storm TP's home. So what was that, Trent? Something about Golem wasted?
Run back, man. They thought they were going to be able to disengage in time, but that Blink Hurricane Pike, you can see, like, despite blinking away from his own save from the Self-Astral, see how fast WWD gets right back inside that fight, forced into some TP kind of shenanigans here from Kataro as he actually finds an Arcane. Nice. He actually doesn't have TP with him.
A little peculiar, considering he just burned his entire mana pool. But those walk up top, have access to the side shop. Does delay the push a little bit as he clears out the creep wave, so effective in that regard, but... Now we're starting to get to this problem of what do they do against the Morphling. He's got a full Manta style now to go with the E-Blade. So not only does he have the burst damage of the shotgun, but he's turning into just a regular right-clicking carry that, even the Jug is going to have trouble going blow for blow with.
Yeah, helps out just in case he actually does get Orchided too. Doesn't really hurt. Nice up against Slardar as well. He comes in for the crush. You go just pop the Manta.
All right. Rotations coming about. Smoke again from Infamous. WWD.
I mean, that last one worked out exceptionally well, but it's going to be hard to find lightning in a bottle the second time here.
Smoke gets broken, but they make it to the high ground. WWD with everything except the rock. About 50 seconds until that's up. This could be a good angle to initiate. They jump in on the Boris. They also catch the Wild Witch Doctor himself. Mike's Chrono actually gets mitigated by the boat. And I think WWD might need to get out. Pusher, again, will be the one that gets left behind on the high ground. But on the other side of it, OD getting kind of low as Storm continues to chase him down. They'll go 1 for 1. Benjaz still in front. He's already used the Omni Slash. The Wild Witch Doctors, maybe they can reinitiate. Eagle goes in a little bit deep, trying to finish off Stinger. They'll get the Slardar. Again, it's a 1 for 1, 2 for 2 overall. Stinger at just a sliver of HP. These fights are so long and drawn out.
Mike's in, dude.
He wanted it. Not quite. So in the end, the Wild Witch Doctors get the tower. I don't know if that really counts as the better of it, but they do get the objective. It's a big net worth gain for Infamous just because they're so far behind.
Yeah, that was a pretty tough fight. Like, oh, there's a gem chilling in the trees here.
Oh.
Don't think anyone's going to find it.
You're right. Just chilling in fog. The loneliest
Best one
gem.
right now. Dire already have it, so if the Radiant managed to spot one out. Oh, shotgun bottom. Oh, the save. Yo,
Beautifully
Pusher.
done. Pusher keeps Stinger alive.
That was scary.
Whew. So Benjaz went back for a Battle Fury after the Manta. Interesting. So like a 30-minute Battle Fury here. Just looking for some recovery farm. I mean, overall, his net worth is not that bad. 15K. Morphling's still way ahead of him, but given that he just picked up the Battle Fury, this isn't so bad.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what else are you going to buy? Like,
yeah,
Diffusal or something?
Well, I guess...
I mean, you got to push these lanes, so.
I mean, I would say Abyssal is probably the opportunity cost.
I don't even know if he can kill anyone with Abyssal. Maybe WWD.
Yeah.
Try and stop him from at least saving other people, but yeah, it's a very tough game. That Chrono is an interesting one to talk about, I think. Just the way that fight went down. I don't know if it's based off of like how this fight went mid without Chrono. As well, speaking of which, Mike's stalking underneath Storm Spirit, but not gonna find the time to get him. I think Mike just thought like as long like even if my Chrono isn't being used offensively, the fact that my guys can live through this, we can just run them down like we have every other fight. But I think the boat just kind of threw that all to hell.
Oh, yeah.
Landing on inside. Just
the boat is a crazy swing where it mitigates damage that you do after the Chrono and anything that Void wants to do. And it also stunned all of them from doing damage, and then it does damage in return. So you come out of Chrono, and everyone feels like, on your team, you know, feels like you can start to finish up some
Radiant
kills.
found them with the scan.
This could be huge. This is Roche 3, Aegis Cheese. Mike about halfway to an Aghanims.
That Sentry right here. But he's not going to be spotted.
Stinger. X onto OD, but a little Astral action will keep him safe. Torrent follows up.
Second X.
Another X.
God, that's
He'll
annoying.
have another Astral. And there's no Torrent this time. They smoke right under the tower. Not in vision of Infamous. Infamous are split right now. Storm Spirit's mid. Could be a good opportunity, but of course they don't know that, and the rest of Infamous will start to retreat and rendezvous.
Yeah,
Dire
Lucian's
dropped the
got body
scan.
blocked for a second, but they didn't notice.
Oh,
Stinger's
Stinger.
dead. Oh, he took him out here. I guess they don't
Isolate. They wanted to isolate him.
Yeah.
But Orchid comes out onto the OD. Storm just caught by the Chrono. Beautiful crush, but Warlock on the high ground still has some stun damage. Omni Slash bouncing around, but the Astral as well as the other Banish not going to be enough to save OD. He'll be the first casualty of this fight. Storm zipping all over the place, getting low on mana, but they just can't lock him down. They needed to kill him in the Chrono.
Mike?
It's a 2-for-1, but now Mike dies. It's a 1-for-4. WWD getting cleaned up. He mantas off the Orchid, but now pulled back by the Vortex. Boris could still survive here, perhaps. He played onto himself.
The damage from the Shadow Demon illusions of Morphling are insane.
Yeah. Wow. That's a team wipe.
Mike.
I mean, look, this team fight recap, that's a nearly 7K net worth swing. 6.8. They get a tier 1 tower, and they will be able to get Roche off this. Honestly, you know what changed that whole fight? The goddamn Slardar. They had the Storm isolated in the Chrono. They had 3 heroes outside. They could have killed him. Slardar found a Ravage on 4 heroes in the duration of the Chrono, and it kept Storm alive. Then Storm turned, did all the damage in the fight, and that was it.
Yeah, King Tech has played insane this game, dude. Like, how many 4-man crushes does he hit? It's completely unrealistic. Like, this is way more than you could ever ask of your Slardar player. He somehow won that impossible lane. Well, maybe not won it, but he came out 200 gold shy on the impossible lane solo against a Void who built Poor Man's Shield and Orb of Venom.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. Max, Bash, Void, like, how do you... I just don't even understand, man. Playing like a madman. Now he's up 2,500 gold.
Well, this game just got a lot more interesting.
Man, that's the cheese, too.
Can't see exactly what's the gold graph here. Within 5K now, something like that. Wow. It is still a lead for WWD, though. It's a swing of momentum, a sign of life for Infamous, but remember, they can always just catch the storm in one more chrono, and if the Slardar is not there to save the day, it's still a big problem for Infamous. That was pretty much the dream scenario in a fight like that, right? Repeating that again in the follow-up fights, I think, is an ambitious goal.
Yeah, that is true. It also is pretty damn hard to chrono Kataro, though, as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I guess they've sort of made it look easy just because they have this crazy setup with the
That was kind of cool how they
Astral.
took the fight out there, though. Like, to them, logically, it made sense, but I think in here actually would have been better for them. It looked like they were actually kind of closer to this area, but they probably thought there were more heroes over here, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they would get engaged on, but instead, they take the fight out here and gave kind of a nice avenue for Infamous.
Blink Dagger up on Shadow Demon after the success of that last fight.
That's actually huge, though, because now that means if he does, like, mobility items are giant on Shadow Shaman, or rather, Shadow Demon. So if he gets chronoed on Kataro, he's just gonna blink forward and disrupt him.
You not only Blink Dagger, but also Glimmer Cape. Punisher, the ultimate saver.
Like, because now he can do what Slardar just did by himself. Like, he doesn't need to find a 4-man stun. It's not, you know, conditioned on something else in the fight. It's just the fact that if I can blink close enough, I can disrupt Kataro, and we can win team fights. A lot of pressure here on the pusher. So now you're looking like, just like they're trying to jump in onto this Warlock, if they can find the same stuff, like one quick blow up here from the shotgun on the pusher would be giant for the side WWD. But it's hard because he has the Glimmer Cape again, which is like the best item up against Morphling.
Well, now a Lotus Orb on Warlock. Kind of cool here. Quite a few spells to reflect. Also some nice dispel action. I think WWD definitely will stay on the defensive foot here until Infamous start to push towards high ground. With that Aegis in tow. Now OD makes his next big pickup. It is indeed the Scythe of Vice, but at the same time, Kataro, 13 Bloodstone charges now, has a completed Lincolns and upgrades to the Bloodthorn.
And an Aegis, like...
Yes, don't forget the Aegis.
I'm not going to be too happy right now. He just wants to sheep somebody, man.
How much time on the Aegis here? It's only been 2 minutes, so 3 minutes left. So far, so good for the Dire side. Morphling moving into a Hurricane Pike of his own now. Another 3k gold up on him. I imagine like Hurricane Pike, then Scotty into BOT probably his build. Something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines, right? Some of the value items might start to come out soon. I don't know, like BKB and whatnot. Trying to win this damn game. Yeah, all right. I guess someone needs to kill buildings items.
Tier
Stand here and press stuff.
Yeah, that tower falls fast. Down bottom, Boris doing a little bit of the split push. Wow, Jug picks up a full Scotty now. Battle Fury already starting to pay off.
Stats, man. Every stats item you can when you get Shadow Demon on your team.
Yeah, good call. I think the Battle Fury is also a good later choice on Jug because it's still just good with the Omni Slash. Like having the cleave when they're all grouped up when there's creeps around. You know, it allows you to... It just makes Omni Slash that much scarier. It's not just a farming tool for him. Tier 3 tower falls pretty quick, though. WWD, they've already used their glyph. Can't imagine they're just going to sack this. Mike trying to wrap around the backside. Chrono on 2. He gets Pusher and Stinger.
Look where Kataro is. Knowing there's no Chrono, he's in the back lines.
Yeah, he sure is. Doesn't
And
find
Mike's
any
dead.
kills, though, until he brings down Mike. He only got the Shadow Demon. Now WWD comes in. He uses his ult. The follow-up rock. Benjaz eats the cheese. It keeps him alive. Warlock hit by the boat. Another Ravage from the
Nice crit.
this Slardar. Beautiful crit will finish off the Venge. The Golem just gets destroyed. And it's starting to look kind of grim for the Wild Witch Doctors. Warlock dead without buyback. 3 heroes down without buyback. Make it 4. This game's over. If they get Boris here, he does have a buyback, but they've already taken this lane of barracks. Tier 2 down bottom. This should be a dead Morphling.
Yo, King Tekka Dota, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, honestly.
Well, Radiant's Courier dies. Morphling buys back. They are not going for mid barracks. Right now, Infamous are going
Also not
straight for
GGing.
tier 4s. They go for the tier 3. I mean, when you see them go for the tier 4s, I wouldn't GG either. I would say, guys, they're not making the safe play. If we wipe them here, we've got a chance. But they end up going back for the tier 3 mid, and they will finish off the barracks. 2 lanes holdable for the Witch Doctors, but certainly tough.
Oh, they're looking for one pick off here at a smoke, maybe.
Nah, they might find it. Mike jumps forward. He still doesn't have the Ag in him, so he can't drop the Chrono. It's still on cooldown. Storm now reinitiates, goes in on the Eagle. Bloodthorn used, but the E-Blade helps out the Eagle, buys him a couple of seconds. Venge dies again, no buyback. Well, not really much of a hold for the Wild Witch Doctors. They lose a full lane mid and melee barracks up top, but now the reinitiation. Okay, just kidding. They feint it. Pusher gets turned on.
That's crazy. Think about, like, in a 43-minute game, what a difference that 200 gold would have made. If he had Aghanim Scepter coming out of that respawn, like, they might have been able to get 2 or 3 kills, possibly, like, as a surprise, right? Well, I suppose you have to have it before you actually cast Chrono in the last fight. Let's be realistic here, but
true.
Either way, he was super close to it and could have had it in that last fight. Just a slight difference in the game. You never know, man.
Yeah, it's almost a shame that Morphling bought back so quickly because the buyback didn't do anything, and if he hadn't bought back, I'm not sure if it really would have changed much. I mean, maybe that would have baited them to go for the tier 4s a little bit longer if they thought, okay, even Morphling doesn't have buyback, this game is actually over.
Yeah.
Baited it out a little bit longer and then pulled the trigger on it. Either way, the Witch Doctors hang in there, and they've still got some pretty big items now. You've got the Hurricane Pike on the Morphling complete. Void does have the Ags. I don't know. I mean, one good team fight, and I still want to say the Wild Witch Doctors are in this, Trent. But look at the cold graph. Oh, my God. From 12K deficit to 16K lead.
That is slightly insane, what one might say. One would be inclined
One
to
of the
infer.
most drastic swings I've seen in a long
That's
time,
one of the biggest
man.
ones you'll see, honestly. Like, this is not very typical of Dota 2.
That's nuts.
And the fact the game's still going makes it even crazy here. Sporus comes on back home, so the rest of them are smoked up. He's got the replicate going. It's a little bit behind, but that's okay. It means he can push out top lane with his illusions. And they are similarly smoking up here on the Radiant side.
Storm Spirit
And
up
who
to a
can
Hex
they
now.
Find?
Kataro is ready to go ham.
Oh, they see that with the ward.
Uh-oh.
They're going to run into Slardar, trying to find Storm.
Do they actually get the catch? This is such a tense moment. Both sides fighting for vision. They initiate on the King Tekka. He's actually going to be the first to fall. Now the OD gets jumped on, but the Chrono from Void actually locks Kataro in place, but the boat will keep him alive. Locks OD down even longer. Now the Warlock ult, but the Jog Omni Slash is bouncing around, doing huge damage. They're too clumped up. OD's ult actually brings them low. Stinger trying to make it out. He'll live for now. Kataro low on it. Oh, he's dead. WWD could still take this fight. King Tekka now caught by the shotgun. The follow-up damage is there. Slardar's down.
Mike's chasing mid on Stinger. Can he get him? Bashes.
2 for 2. Tinger. Oh, Stinger TP's out. Okay, so 2 for 2. Tier 4 tower in the mid, almost down.
Short respawn. Storm Spirit. You know, plenty of Bloodstone charges still left, sitting on 14.
That's a... When did Slardar buy back? That's a dieback on Slardar.
Bought back in that fight.
Okay. He bought back in that fight. I was tunnel visioning on the Chaos. Void also ended that godlike streak. 1,100 gold, 1,200 gold for him.
Oh, that's really important. Now he has buyback.
Huge on Mike.
Yeah. Definitely the most important one when you have the 60-second cooldown now on the Chronosphere.
Mm-hmm. Gems coming out of plenty. Man, what a game this has turned into.
It's still like, it's 2 racks up, right? Well,
Yep.
I mean, 2 melee racks, all that matters, let's be honest, for Infamous. So they're still feeling pretty safe, but there's no buybacks. So when are they going to push? And, oh, bottom lane, they are going to get a freebie here on Jubei.
Yep, and he does not have buyback. The boat
They are going to
actually misses, and they just don't have detection.
They
They lost their gem in that last fight.
Oh, he must have self... No, wait a second. How did he live there? He just must not have been X'd, I guess.
I think the Kunkka, just messed it up. Storm jumping in and out. Stinger Xing himself, but Chrono dropped right on Kataro.
There's no Shadow Demon.
They need the damage here. Shadow Demon makes it in. The power of the blink. Oh my, the Storm Spirit lives. That's a chrono down. Now they go in onto Eagle. WWD's here. Now he gets silenced. He gets obliterated. Storm finds the kill, but King Tekka dies through the BKB. Omni Slash. Too much. 3 heroes down, none of them with buybacks. 2 on the Dire. Make it 3. They catch the Morphling in the trees, and this is the end. WWD tap out. We're going to a game 3, baby.
Dude, that Aether Lens blink, like, they added blink range and then the added distance on disruption was so clutch there, or there's no way he stops that E-Blade from hitting. Kataro dies, and they could just straight up win that fight. And remember, there were no buybacks. Like, that was actually crazy. That one went right down to the wire, but Infamous earned this one, man. King Tekka, like, he played so exceptionally well. That was ridiculous. The supports played well, too, and so did Kataro. I think he played the fights really well, like dodging chronos and everything, but King Tekka, damn, dude.
Yeah, that's Slardar. There were a lot of clutch plays in that game. The Slardar with that huge crush around Roche kind of changed the tide. At the end, it was really the Shadow Demon that was the nail in the coffin. If the Storm dies there, that game could have easily ended the other way. I mean, it's... when you say down to the wire, it doesn't get too much closer than that. So we won't deliberate too much longer. Starting to get a little bit late here. We got game 3, the final match of the night, Infamous versus the Wild Witch Doctors. Both series going all the way. You're going to want to stick around to see the conclusion of this one. It is either team's series for the taking. I'm Zyori, he's ModPax. You're watching here on Moonducktv. We'll see you after this break.